Hello everybody, this is Yoko's Anime Reactions. I keep putting the headset on. I keep forgetting that I don't have to with the reviews because it uses my mic, and the only reason I have to use this at all is because I needed to be able to hear the, the audio for the shows. I wonder. I might look into something. Just to, outside moving the vehicle.
What?
So Granddaddy can pull his in when he gets home.
Where's Jackson?
Still at school. Anyway, I'm gonna look into something for maybe getting earbuds for my audio, because I am using the mic for that, so I wouldn't need this. Anyway, this is gonna be my review for Black Clover episodes 100 to 102. Yeah, and the others have been taken over by elves. But thankfully, Asta is able to show up to help. However, he's outnumbered. Thankfully, is still in control of himself despite being one of those reincarnated ones, and there's a reason for that. But I'm not gonna mention it unless you guys want to know, essentially. Hey Wyatt, could you shut the door, please? Shut my door. Thank you. Thank you. Alright. Anyway. So now, the odds are more even. Actually, more in the favor of the boys, because Asta's anti-magic, coupled with Yuno's insane magic abilities, and they're gonna be a hard duo to beat. They easily take down Klaus and the other guy. However, is at this point that Licht kinda starts moving around. And by Licht, I mean the actual Licht. Because the other guy was Patry. Patry's still... I don't know where Patry is at this point, but he's not here. And he grabs the other sword that Asta had, the one that he found, I think, in the dungeon. I think. Way back when they had the dungeon mission. And turns it into his own sword. And there's a reason he doesn't have a grimoire. There's actually a couple reasons for that. One, that we've seen in the show that if a person dies, their grimoire is destroyed, essentially. So when your grimoire starts falling apart, you know that you're about to die, essentially. So that's one reason why he could not have a grimoire, since he's technically dead. Two, another reason, but I'm not going to mention it because that would be a spoiler for a future thing to happen. And yes, I know where his grimoire is. But apparently it's similar to Asta's grimoire. Actually, no, we've actually gotten hints of this. That apparently, I don't know if you guys remember which episode it was. It was during the whole Yami versus Licht thing, where Patry states to Asta, "What are you doing with that grimoire and those swords? Those belong to my master." At the time, we had no idea what he was talking about. Now, we kind of are getting an idea. So I think you guys can probably figure out, even without having seen up to that point where it actually reveals what it is, that you probably have an idea of what it is. So, or at least part of it anyway. Anyway, now Licht is now somewhat wakened, because he's moving around, but he's not talking. Not really, anyway, and I don't know if he's got his complete memories or not. But Austin, you don't know how to fight this guy. It is an insanely epic fight, which ends in them a draw, I guess, because they don't get their butts kicked, but they don't win either. And thankfully, everybody else gets out of that building before something bad happens, essentially. But now they are minus some of their teammates because they're now reincarnated, possessed elves. And now that they've gotten out, they met up with Nozel and the others that were not possessed, and they find out from Nozel's team that apparently this is happening all over the kingdom, including the rest of the squads as well. So they've got to get back to the capital as soon as possible and try and defend it, essentially. However, on the way there, they see that Hodge Village is now being attacked essentially by a possessed royal knight. Sister Lily is doing her best, obviously, to defend it. However, we all know that even though she can land a good punch on Asta with her magic, same can't be said for this one, because I think Asta kind of enjoys it. Actually, he does say this. I think in episode 103, I think, that he has missed her hitting him with her magic. And he actually asked her to do it again. Asta is somewhat, I don't know if he's a masochist, or if it's just for Sister Lily. I think it's just for Sister Lily, I don't know. But yeah, sadly the father has got poisoned, and essentially he could die from this. And thankfully Asta and get down there and work on trying to take this guy out, while Asta tries to use, his anti-magic sword, because we've seen it work before where it dispels magic. However, the poison is now too deep in the poor father's body, and it doesn't work. And without this option, they have no hope at this point of getting rid of the poison, because at this point, he could be dying. And even though they're obviously upset, Asta tries to get him to not give up, essentially. Not give up the fight. And we get a flashback episode of between the father and Asta. And Asta ends up getting a new sword. The same sword that Licht took from him. No, not the same sword Licht took from him. No, it's the other sword, because he had two swords. The one he took from Asta and another one. No, he got this one now. The one that has the kind of curved end on the top. And when he grabs it, kind of I guess it causes him pain? I don't know. Or maybe he feels a surge of power. I don't know. But we won't get to see what happens until the next set of episodes. So I'm going to get to work on that, and I will see everybody next time.